It was a bounce-back night for the Wisconsin Badgers at Camp Randall Stadium. They went into ground and pound mode. Ches Malusi with another impressive performance, 144 rushing yards, 100 coming in the first quarter. Isaac Guerrero ripping off an 82-yard touchdown run, and the defense continued its dominant ways, surrendering just 3 first downs and less than 100 yards of total offense all night. A 34-7 Wisconsin victory. We'll hear from some of the Badgers after the game. We'll also sit down with defensive lineman Matt Henningsen and have our weekly conversation with head coach Paul Chryst. All coming up on today's edition of the Badgers Sports Report. First and goal at the 6. Malusi, the running back. And the give goes to Ches, up the middle to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. There it is. He is in. And this time they do finish, and the Badgers are on the board. Berger, the running back, Mertz under his center. He'll take, gives to Berger, straight ahead, inside the 5. Berger to the end zone, touchdown, Wisconsin. Jalen Berger from 6 yards away is in for the first time this season, and it's 16-0, Wisconsin. Shotgun formation, Bryant hands off, Darius Boone, he gets covered up by Spencer Lytle behind the line of scrimmage. The outside linebacker getting to the running back of the 23-yard line, Eastern Michigan territory, a loss of 2. Bryant surveys. He'll take the shotgun snap. Badgers bringing 4. Under pressure, down he goes. They brought 4, and that included big Matt Henningsen, who gets to the quarterback inside the 20-yard line. Bryant back in the gun. Samson Evans is the running back. Give goes to Evans, trying to work off the right side. Nowhere to run. Wrapped up, taken down by John Torchio back at the 11 or 12-yard line. Bringing up a 3rd down and 5. They place at the 12 in Eastern Michigan territory. Isaac Guerrero, the running back. Mertz will give it to him. Isaac off the right side at the 20, 25-yard line to the 30. He can fly to the 40, to the 50, to the 40. Down the sideline he goes, all the way. Isaac Guerrero, touchdown, Wisconsin. 82 yards for Guerrero.
For the play, I saw the flashlights. I was like, goodness, it was just like blinding. And then during the run, I was seeing it. It was just like so open. It was almost like it was just meant to be. It was an amazing moment.
Play fake Mertz, back to throw, lines up. He's a deep right side. DK got it. Touchdown, Wisconsin.
Met behind the line of scrimmage and thrown down by Leo Chanel. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Kendrick Pryor. Mertz floats it deep left side. Dropped it in the bucket. There is a big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Hard work, sweat, knowledge in your own 2 hands. These are the tools that build Wisconsin. Leave your mark on the real world with 0 debt and higher pay. All from day one. It's time to do work that works for you. Learn more at buildingwisconsintogether.com.
On this game day, Good Foods Guacamole would like to salute all you players, no matter what you seem to be playing. You, sir, are a winner. You, ma'am, triumphant, and thumbs up to whatever it is you're doing. So let's hoist a guac-laden chip to all you players out there. Good Foods Guac, made from the freshest avocado and the cleanest ingredients. So here's to all the players and whatever game it is they're trying to play. Game day is Guac Day. Good Foods Guac.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
It was a total team effort in the run game. It was awesome to see O-line just executing run calls and running backs, man. What about that?
Chez is just that new addition where he runs hard, and he's kind of reminds me of a little bit of Groshek and JT at the same time. Just kind of just shake off a couple tackles and keep getting some extra yards. And then Isaac just being the speedster that he is. That long touchdown he had, Bruss and I went up to him and we're like, we're going to seal the edge, just run as fast as you can. And he was like, okay. And then at the end, he's like, I do what you said. So it was good to see that. And then Berger, I mean, he's just one of the hardest runners we got right now, and it was good for him to get a couple touches tonight.
What the potential could be for all of us really in the room, not just the three of us. I mean, I think the three-headed monster is what I'm going to start calling it, but I think the whole room has a lot of untapped potential.
It takes a lot of pressure off each of us. You know, you don't have to go around getting 30 carries just for one person. Each person get an ample amount of carries. So just being that three-headed monster, it feels great.
You know, just as running backs, you know, with all of us in there, we enjoy pushing each other. It's a brotherhood that we have, and like pushing each other, we just enjoy it.
This is a lot better feeling for sure for the whole team. Like I said, you know, I don't really care how I do if we don't win, and especially now we won. I'm happy.
Thought we did some good things. Still some things we got to clean up. Just take the good things that we did and just carry them into next week and then into that bye week, and you know, just keep eliminating the negatives, just keep getting better, just refining things more and more, and that's all you can do.
This is definitely a confidence booster for us. You know, I'm pretty sure we expected to win that game, and I'm ready for Notre Dame.
It's always good to win. I mean, that's the goal of the game. You want to win the game. So for us, it was great to just have that feeling after the game, but just talking with guys down there, they're hungry. And we know the attention to detail that we got to take in this next bye week. So, yeah, we're hungry.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
On the 20-yard line, 2nd down and 4 for Preston Hutchinson. Fakes the handoff, a little roll to the left, and the pass tipped up, intercepted by Dante Burton. Inside the 35 and down to the 31-yard line. Let's see if they can get it to Braylon Allen and get his first college touchdown. Mertz will hand it to Allen, over the top, and he's in. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Braylon Allen, his first score as a Badger, make it 33-7. Wisconsin. First two games are down. Bye week coming up now for the Wisconsin Badgers as we visit with head coach Paul Chryst. I'll get this out of the way now. Mark Tauscher and I were laughing about it. Tauscher was just spitting out the cliches. Perfect time for a bye week every year, no matter when it falls. Perfect time for a bye week. So we'll skip past that and just get maybe your general philosophy with your coaching staff, but with your players getting work in versus getting some rest in as well.
Right, and I think that is the combination, and especially when the bye falls earlier in a year, there's still a little more work you can do, and so this week will give us an opportunity to, first couple days players will be off. We'll get them in the weight room and conditioning, and those that need treatments will get treatments, but then we want to have a couple days that we're on the field and we're working. And it gives us a chance to get a little head start on the next opponent. But I think it also gives you a chance maybe to clean up some things that still need to be cleaned up, especially this point in the year where you're at. Some things you're going to need offensively, defensively, special teams. So I think you want to have a couple good days of work. And then, yet I think it also is the window of time where you've got to give the players a break. And so I think kind of on the front end and on the back end is where you want to give it to them, and then we'll come back and then we'll start the week normal.
A season that's really just beginning, but I know we visited this topic even last year with, anticipating the return of fans and the atmosphere being different. Is it fair, Paul, to think that it might take a couple games or so to either get acclimated or reacclimated with communication, with just the atmosphere? Don't trust your preparation, all of that. Not try to be not try to be doing too much. It takes a little bit of time maybe to get through that.
I think it really does, and it's been great, and you feel so grateful. We've had first two games at home and great settings, and but for our defensive players, at home it's going to be loud, and it has been loud, and so every day you're talking about emphasizing and working on communication, and yet you still have to go do it in a game, because the communication is one thing, and that's, I think, a lot of times when you're practicing it, but now you've added the dynamics, and I don't want to say necessarily the stress, but a game is different, and so I think being able to communicate in those settings, and then we get we'll be on the road now, and offensively it'll kind of fall a little bit offensively, and it's not, you can handle it in practice, but like everything, there is a difference between practice and games. Mm-hmm. And I think whether it's something like we're talking about with noise and communication, or just the skill in the playing the game, the actual techniques needed, I think it's all, practice helps you, but there is nothing like playing in the game.
With the non-conference schedule, one behind you, obviously Notre Dame ahead, and then Army. Do you have a general philosophy? I know with the alignment with the Big Ten, ACC, Pac-12, things could change. I know future schedules are out for quite a while, but do you have a personal philosophy of how you want to put a non-conference schedule together, or do you let somebody else handle that and say, okay, when and where, we're good?
I think that's, it's a combination, and certainly, when it's, discussions when it's brought up, and I do think that it's important, for our fans to play good opponents, and yet I also understand kind of what would maybe be the opposite of, different types of games. And so with that being said, so much of it's laid out in front of you. There haven't been a lot of conversations that I've really been part of that impacts us, right now. And so you just kind of, I think you embrace what the schedule is. And I do think that your players like playing in big games, and it's always fun to play good teams. And, I know that we've had some where you're playing, in different stadiums, and we got that, coming up. And I think those are good experiences. But I think for us, players like playing in good games. I think your good players enjoy it, and I think your young players can grow from it. And I think there's also value to playing, games that are maybe a little bit different type of feel to it, but those are necessary too.
Well, this schedule this year, you just played an Eastern Michigan team that has a really impressive recent history against Big Ten opponents. Notre Dame, enough said. Army should be enough said. They've been good for a long time. This is one that I don't know, at least on paper, you guys will experience it firsthand. I don't know if I've seen one quite like this across the board for a long time.
Yeah, it's I would agree with you. It's and I think there are, like you said, certainly in Notre Dame, everyone understands and appreciates that one, and like you talked about the history that Eastern's had and in recent history, of being a good team, and then Army's such a unique program, and boy, they've done a great job with it, and the style of play that they play presents a whole nother set of challenges that I think it does present and makes this truly a difficult schedule.
Well, I know in basketball season, Greg Gard will tell you there are no get-well games on the schedule. You know where he's coming from, and you could absolutely say that with the Badgers schedule with what lies ahead. Bye week coming up, and then Notre Dame coming up right after that down in Soldier Field in Chicago. We'll take a break. More to come as the Badger Sports Report continues.
Compere.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Zach Charbonnet in the backfield to the left to Shea Patterson. And Patterson back to throw. He's in his own end zone. Swings it to Charbonnet to the right, and Henningsen whips Charbonnet to the turf at the 3-yard line. Hunter Johnson to throw, knocked away by Burrell. It's loose in the end zone, and the Badgers will pounce. Touchdown, Wisconsin! Matt Henningsen recovers in the end zone for his second touchdown of the year. No big secret, the Wisconsin defense has been good for a while now. The last several years among the best statistically in all of college football, and a guy who would figure to be a big part of it once again this season after his season was cut short way too early in 2020. Defensive lineman Matt Henningsen. First of all, it has to be great to be back. There's the old line that you always love the game, and then you realize how much you love it when you can't play it for a while, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's tough being on the sidelines. It's tough when you got that injury, when you got a season-ending injury, and you just got to do everything you can to get back on the field, but you know it's not going to be that same year. So it's great to be back. It's great to be healthy again.
Is there a part of this, because it was all the stop-and-start nature of last year, we don't need to go over all that. You lived it. But, you guys, you dominate Illinois, you're dominating Michigan, and then you're like, are you kidding me? Did this just happen? Did you go through that feeling a little bit?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, it was a goofy season. Yeah, the goofy just games getting canceled and just all that happening. And, yeah, it was definitely just a different time, right? And hopefully we can get back to normal and have a full 12, 13, 14, 15-game season. Who knows? So just and then get through it and have a normal with fans in the stands, 80,000 people hopefully, and cheering us on. So
that makes, I've always thought, just even as an observer doing what I do, you got by. It was better to have a season than not, even with no fans there. But for you guys to come out of the tunnel at Camp Randall or on the road where they're against you, that's the stuff that I would imagine everybody on your team missed a year ago. Right?
Oh yeah, I mean, running into an empty stadium is it's different. Like it's not the same when you're hearing the roar of 80,000 to 100,000 people either screaming, cheering you on, or even booing you when you're running out of the tunnel. It's no matter what, you still get a certain amount of energy out of it, no matter where you are. And obviously, my parents having to miss games is always tough here, and I mean, they've been my biggest supporters since day one, coming to almost every single game, and not being able to come, it was tough on them, tough on me. But I mean, I'm excited to get back to things with a full crowd, no matter where I'm at, and whether it's at Camp Randall or away or Soldier Field or wherever you want to go. So,
guys like me have known Ross Kalaji for a long time. You're playing for him now. Tell me about Coach Kalaji and that defensive line. What's he like?
Oh yeah, Coach K is great. He's very intelligent guy. He gets along with all of us. He gets in right. Fits right in with our personalities and our mold. And he's a great coach, very knowledgeable. Played several years in the league. Knows a lot about defensive line. Played a lot of football. Knows a lot of football. Knows a lot of strength training, stuff like that. Knowing how to put your body in the right position or how to maximize your power output from different spots, whether in your stance or getting off the ball, just all those things.
Different position coaches generally talk about you want to find a couple leaders in the room who can be an extension of the coach. I want to guess that you could be that guy along the defensive line. Do you embrace that role, being able to show some of the younger guys, here's how it's done here?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that there's a lot of guys in that room that can lead in their own way. Like Keanu Benton, he's a fantastic football player and a good leader in that room as well. He brings a lot of the energy to that room. He's he's a funny guy. He gets along with everybody. I'm the eldest in the room. I'm trying to do everything I can to set an example. I'm probably the best with X's and O's, that kind of stuff, trying to teach the younger guys what they need to know with the playbook and with techniques and things like that. So there's several guys in that room too, and we all get along together, and we're all super pumped to get camp started. So
I mentioned at the top, the Badger defense has been good, and people can just look at statistics and say, wow, it's ranked among the best in the country year in and year out. There's been great talent, but I'm thinking it might be more than that. In your time, what has made the Badger defense as good as it's been?
Oh yeah, I mean it starts from the ground up, right? I mean we got a blue collar mentality here. Nothing's given to us. We just got to do everything we can to get what needs to be done, right? So that's first off. I mean, we got some great defensive coaches here. Coach Leonard, Coach K, Coach Bostad, Coach April, all those guys, Coach Poteet now. All those guys have been around. They know ball. They all know how to play. They all know how to put us in the best position to be a great defense, to get our offense the ball in the best spot possible, to focusing on forcing turnovers, things like that, doing whatever we can to maximize our defensive performance every single game.
I know you and I talked at a fan event in Milwaukee toward the end of July. You know, you're from Menominee Falls. You're a Wisconsin guy. You're a big Milwaukee sports fan. What's it mean to you, before we get into the Bucks and Six chant again, but for you, I mean, you're living the dream. You excel academically, you excel athletically, but to do it in your home state. Can you put into words what that means?
Yeah, it's special, right? I grew up in the Milwaukee area. I was a huge Badger fan. My older brothers all came through Wisconsin. My parents came through Wisconsin. I mean, I've been familiar with this place, been coming to games since I was growing up, Badger basketball games, Badger football games, all of it, right? It's definitely a special place for me and my family. So it's something really special to be able to come here, go to school, play football, be a leader on the team, do all that. It's pretty special and pretty surreal.
Stay with us. More to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
Hard work, sweat, knowledge in your own two hands. These are the tools that build Wisconsin. Leave your mark on the real world with zero debt and higher pay. All from day one. It's time to do work that works for you. Learn more at buildingwisconsintogether.com.
On this game day, Good Foods Guacamole would like to salute all you players, no matter what you seem to be playing. You, sir, are a winner. You, ma'am, triumphant, and thumbs up to whatever it is you're doing. So let's hoist a guac-laden chip to all you players out there. Good Foods Guac, made from the freshest avocado and the cleanest ingredients. So here's to all the players and whatever game it is they're trying to play. Game day is Guac Day. Good Foods Guac.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by UW Health.
the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com.
It's a bye week for the Badgers, but we'll have another show next week as we'll sit down with head coach Paul Chryst as the Badgers get ready to resume the season in a couple of weeks against Notre Dame down in Chicago. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.
You'll hear things like, you're going to need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're going to be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEABenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.